Well, hello, every pony. 'Tis I, Discord, the Lord of Chaos, and I will be reading a story, a dramatic reading of a story by Mystic Insanity. It's called Disorderly Affection, a Mystical Story. Birth, Chapter 1. The light was bright on the ground, shimmering the grass with the yellow tint of the sun rays. Two creatures nuzzling each other with their tails calmly wrapped around a little creature. One creature was a ruler of a species known as Draconiqui. It was dark as at night, with deep crimson eyes, a voice that was smooth yet a bit gruff, enough to sound like an Arthurian creature. The other creature was elegant, with a white coat spotted with lavender spots on its small marks on its eyes as bright as blue crystals, and a flowing mane of pink and purple with stars. "You did, grand my dearest," the Draconicus huffed out of the tired mare, cleaning a young creature that was squeaking as it would slowly open its eyes. "She's adorable, isn't she, Phasphor?" The mare looked up and met her partner, met by a smile and a nod. The Draconicus was leaning down his long neck to nuzzle the young filly, who yawned and would look to its parents. The filly had a coat of white with ebony markings, but there were strange things to this filly. She had two bumps on her head, one of deep blue color and the other tan shade. But that wasn't all. On the other side of the filly looked to be of a Pegasus descent, with a feather wing that had black tips at the end. Of the other side was deep-colored bat wing. Lastly, the child had a similar tail as the one her father carried, dragon-like and rusty red. And the tuft of fur at the end of the scaly tail was white, light purple at the tips. The young creature glanced up and finally opened its eyes. The whites a faded yellow, and under the blue horn was a crystal eye, like her mother's. Oh, so cute. The other a lovely crimson, like her father's. "Say hi to the world, my sweet child." The male chuckled as he would slowly try to stand, the grass tickling her hooves a bit as she gained balance. After moments of struggling, she took a look at her parents with a happy noise of achievement. Slowly the mother took her tail away from the youngster to let her be seen and explore. Many Draconiqui looked over. A few youngsters ran over, but tilted their heads as bit one was older and seemed confused by the sight of the young pony. "What? Where? Are her different limbs?" the young male exclaimed, making the filly's ears fall down before they popped up. As they gave a mighty squeak to him, he only snorted and then gave a playful snarl at her. She glanced at the young'uns who were roughhousing. "Is that how to play?" the child wondered to herself, in a bit thus would copy by lousy facing forward and head-butting the boy to the ground with a small thud, tumbling toward into a puddle herself, giving her snort a bit of mud out of her face before jumping up with excitement. The boy laughed. "She's crazy!" He exclaimed with joy. A happy one with insanity. Phasphor nodded to meet his mate's face as in unison they came up with the young ones. Mystic Christine Insanity. Christine was her middle name due to her Phasphor's sadly deceased mother, so she'd kinda have a family's name running more with Draconiqui. A white unicorn with pink hair approached. "Sister," she said in a stern voice. "Celestia, my sweet sister." Galaxia stood to her hooves with a smile plastered firmly on the face, but the younger one backed up, heard high. "Greetings, dear sister. I've come from any news, Anise?" The young Draconiqui, a hybrid, was still playing. They saw the pony approaching. Mystic walked towards the Alicon with wide eyes. tail giving a small wiggle as she looked up at the stern pony, seemed to soften towards the young pony, who cooed cutely. "Ah, is this the new filly?" Celestia questioned in confusion. "I thought it was going to look like him." There was clearly a sense of repulsiveness coming from the white mare. "We were surprised to dear sister." Galaxia looked a bit irritated towards his sister's tone. "Her lover's species, but isn't she adorable? Quite a sweetheart," Galaxia said, with the tail wrapping around the filly, who tried to follow a butterfly. You're sure it isn't going to copy what her father can do?" Mare was quite skeptical to the innocent filly, who stared and gave her a silly grin, though she didn't understand what the pair was seeking of that moment in time. What was all that young one could think of the moment as the pair conversed? But she did sense that the two were getting off on the wrong hoof, so she glanced at her father, who looked irritated as well. "Mystic, sweetie, come to Papa. Let Mommy and Auntie talk." He huffled, but all Mystic heard was an order to go to her father, and her name was pretty much like a puppy at this age. And thus she galloped to him, but she wasn't the best, so she had a small skid in her father's paw, making him giving a little bit of a chuckle and smile before he leaned his elongated neck down to scruff her and let the mares be. When Mystic and Pacifier was away, the pair had quite a conversation. "She is your niece, and you are now related by blood. I wish you could see those creatures beyond their appearances," Galaxia said sharply. Draconiqui were nice, but rather timid from Pony's ridicule, and having Mystic was a slight symbol of tolerance for them, which had them happily welcoming the young one into their playgroups. "I understand she is now in relation to me, but that seems nothing of the rest of these Draconiquus. Why would they unite with us over that? I mean, her. Simple. She's a symbol of a union that will live on unless she is hurt. I believe nothing will happen between ponies and Draconiqui. She knows they're sweet and accepting enough to conceive her. Wouldn't you think, sister?" Celestia's head was lowered in thought. "I didn't know. Just worry for you, my dear sister. I hope you understand." Galaxia chuckled, huffed her muzzle, before she nuzzled the mare. "I thank you, but you do not fret for me, dear sister. Now come, join us, and get to know your niece." Celestia stood and nodded, walking beside her sister along the lines of the mismatched species, that dipped their heads respectfully, though one of the young Draconiqui looked almost annoyed by other pony's appearance, and how that pony had spoken of its species, slightly forming the way, though, of ponies like her before, going to join in friends in games away from them. Celestia taught the filly games like peekaboo and tag to help her with running, while her father taught, taught her hide and seek to teach her teleportation and camouflaging, though it would appear more difficult for the filly as she was white, quite a bright color. Soon the filly got a hang of teleportating, sending Pacifier on a hide and seek hunt. "Where's my baby girl?" He called, only to hear her giggling, brushing aside the bushes and leaves before seeming confused, hearing the two mares laugh behind him. When a little tail covered his ears, a squeaky voice laughing "Boo!" seemed joyous for the filly, as of now she had two loving parents, and would have other playmates and perhaps a loving family. What could possibly go wrong with a whole herd of Draconiquus and two loving parents that love their filly? We shall have to find out next time when I read the next part. So, thank you. I've been Discord, the Lord of Chaos, and that has been a dramatic reading by me. Hope to see you in the next one. Please, if you are new around the channel, be sure to subscribe, like, the video if you like it. And as always, I've been Discord, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.